Vale, ya estoy en directo. Antes de partir, estoy buscando dónde conseguir cierta cosa que me falta para un arma. Porque, vamos, solo conseguí 3. 2 las gasté y luego me faltaban para más. Y digo yo, cocho, es que necesito... Si quiero hacer mejor arma, tengo que hacer la anterior. A ver, estoy en todos sitios. Vale. ¿Se ha destacado? No. Chat en directo. Por si aparece algún japonés aficionado a las gafas.
This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here then?
I'll see what I can do.
Bueno, sí, toca ir a un sitio que no me acuerdo. A ver si encuentro el sitio. Que tenía hasta para pescar. Poco. No. Este lago. Pues aquí tiene que haber un bicho al que me tengo que enfrentar.
You finally made it.
Oh. You know, don't you think...
Pescar con rezonja.
All right. I'll catch something bigger next time.
Nice work!
Now where might those fish be? There we go. That's a bit of a letdown.
You take your fishing pretty seriously.
Venga, el último pez.
All right. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Not too shabby, friend.
Tengo que buscar por aquí. Ahí está. Yo pensaba que era parte del escenario, pero no. Esto es un dragón. Es un dragón y ni me había enterado. Vamos a molestar. Nivel 27. No voy a tener ni para empezar.
Armor won't save you.
In the sky, it's mine.
I'll tear you
Those
apart.
flying creatures are a real pain in the butt. What? That'll bring you down. I'm being first.
It's finished.
Let's do it.
Let's tear him up.
Here's
No
the
escape.
fury. Burn in here.
Here's the evil. Take the ring. I'm on a roll now. You're finished. Dragon form.
Lightning right now. Kizara, go for it.
Prepare to crumble.
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Bien, esto es lo que yo buscaba.
You guys want to rest here?
Árbol de habilidades. Esto es lo que faltaba. Y ya puedo hacer esta, que es mucho mejor que esta. Hola Naika, ¿qué tal? Ya tengo el mejor arma de cada uno. Bueno, hasta le puedo poner una cerca de esto, pero no voy a hacerlo. No, entonces ya llevo a cada uno con la mejor que puede tener. Sí, el escudo es mejor que la cerca. A todos nos pasa eso con el proyecto. A todos nos pasa eso con el proyecto. Yo bien.
Have you
Un poco
guys
más
checked your
desahogado.
equipment lately?
Es que la semana pasada estuvo... Bueno, la semana anterior, la pasada, entre cosas burocráticas más adelantar cosas de clases... Bueno, preparar clases. Lo que pasa es que yo cuando preparo clases muchas veces adelanto para semanas. A ver, estoy por ir a buscar algún bicho más. A ver, ese dragón ya hasta que no descanse no reaparece. Uy, este bicho. A ver cuánto dura.
I won't for
Nivel 27. Este era un jefe. Y ahora me lo como con patatas.
Explosive ring!
careful. It has some kind of camouflage.
Que encima es camaleón y ni eso le funciona.
You picked the wrong fight! I'll smash you! Will this denied! In a bind? I'll finish you here!
Astral energy.
Say no more.
O muy currante o muy trabajólico.
This could be useful.
Hasta me compré un juego de Steam para trabajar más. Sí, hay un juego de Steam, bueno, es un juego ahí... No es un juego, es una aplicación que es para concentrarse y para llevar las tareas al día.
Out of our way. Lightning condemned.
Es para concentrarse, llevar tareas al día y qué más. Ah, sí, ponerte cronómetro, marcarte las pausas
To stop you dying?
y te creas un personaje que aparece haciendo tareas, o incluso jugando a la consola si quieres. Y desbloqueas cosas. No,
You
gracias.
won that by a mile.
Para eso tengo videojuegos. Jopetas, ¿cuánto oro me han dado? Y me hace falta el oro. Lo que quería era pescar alguna parca, pero... pues no fui capaz. A ver, eso no.
Catching a cold? Here, have this herb I found earlier.
I'm fine, thanks.
No, pero aquí viene simplemente para eso, para matar un dragón que me diera una cosa que no necesitaba. Vale, ya tengo mejor bien el ganado. Voy a por ese bicho y voy a por el ganado. Si fuera para Android antiguo, pero es que lo nuevo de Android, el Kotlin todavía no lo domino.
It can hide itself?
Y tengo pensado algún día estudiarlo un poco. Eso sí, te contaré una cosa. Yo tenía una licencia de desarrollador de Android y la he perdido. Usase de no usarla, me la han dado de baja y tendré que volver a pagar. Pero es que, a ver, entre que no publicaba nada y lo que tenía publicado lo acabé quitando porque me intentaban estafar. No, en serio. Por publicar aplicaciones en Android, había gente que se las descargaba, sacaba la APK, lo publicaba en otra web y luego me decían, tu aplicación está aquí, páganos para que siga en esta página. Digo yo, ¿cómo que pagas? Si yo nunca di permiso ni pedí que estuviera ahí, en primer lugar. Y luego otros me decían, quita tu aplicación de la Google Play y ponla en nuestra página. Pero tío, estoy publicando cosas gratis. Mis aplicaciones son gratis. Y me estás diciendo que las quite de Google Play. Para que tenga más visibilidad en tu página de beta, saber tú qué. Y encima pagándote. No, anda a tomar por saco. Sí, ahí hasta la gente que desarrolla nos intentan estafar de cualquier forma.
Now it's over. Astral energy. Full throttle. Not too.
¿Te funcionó o te dejó de funcionar? Vale. Eso nos pasa a todos. Una cosa funciona y deja de funcionar. Bueno, voy a ir al rancho. Ya vas a ver mi ganado.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Ay, pero qué pocas vacas. Pensaba que tendría más. Claro, entre los ratones y algún VTuber que se los comió, que se comió las vacas. Bueno, pues voy a crear ganado. Enviar estable. Vaca. Pienso de cebo. Y aquí las vacas con los toros. A criar. Que hagan el saxofón y me llenen esto de terneros. Bueno, pues una acampadita. Y a por...
We finally made it.
Ah, que no tengo oferta de comida ya. Una acampadita y listo. A ver, es que me dan comida. Y la puedo usar para cocinar. Y el estofado de ternera, aparte de estar muy rico, me recupera vida entre combates. Pues menos mal que encontré un montón de oro. Mira, tengo ahora para hacer bastante. También lo puedo vender. Pero con lo caro que es el cebo. Bueno, el cebo no, el pienso. Qué música más relajada, ¿eh? Ojo. Es que a ver, esto da este juego da para hacer fondos de pantalla Go. Tú en un juego me pones en modo foto y me vuelvo loco. Todo lo que hemos recorrido se ve desde aquí. Sí, estoy haciendo capturas de pantalla de todo. Bueno, hacemos una acampada para
You guys
hacernos un
want to rest
estofado.
here?
Por cierto, ¿el volumen está bien?
Huh? Why are you staring at me?
Oh, we thought we'd turn the tables and critique your appearance for a change.
It's not fair if we're the only ones subjected to it.
What? Did you guys hear? Apparently, she found that dress of hers in some old ruins.
Ya, eso es el principio del juego.
Alphen, we haven't heard from you yet. Would you care to tell us your verdict?
Sure, I guess. To be honest, when I first saw Shion in that dress, I
Quit it!
Ya sé que al
was
principio del
absolutely
juego
captivated.
no tenía ropa. Bueno, tenía un vestido blanco, pero no le parecía adecuado. Y se negaba a poner ropa taniana. Quería ropa renana. Así que fuimos a unas ruinas y sacamos el vestido de ahí.
Alright, I think that's enough fun for one day.
Cocinar antes de descansar, sí. Estofado de ternera. Bueno, aquí hay recetas que para abrir el apetito. Las vas aprendiendo a lo largo del juego. Y vas en el árbol. No hay fabada, no hay legumbres aquí. Estofado de ternera. Que cocine Dojalín. Según quien cocine, ocurre una cosa u otra.
This is a true masterpiece, no less than culinary art.
Vale, puedo hablar con Lao. Me interesa.
Mind if I join you, Law?
Hey, Alphen,
What's up, Law?
you ever find yourself just wanting to give Rinwell a pat on the back?
Law?
Not in a weird way. I'm just saying, she may be sassy, but she's also trying really hard, you know? And sometimes, when I see how hard she's working, I just want to walk up and encourage her. Is that weird?
No, I can see why you might feel that way. After all, she is kind of like a little sister to...
Algo de cero, sí. Sí, el otro día coincidí con él en un stream. No, y a veces se pasa por este. Bueno, igual ahora o está cenando o está yendo a la cama. Pero está bien. Se ha pasado el Portrait of Ruin. Y se acaba de pillar los Castlevania de Game Boy Advance. Supongo que para jugar primero el Río Zorro. No entiendes de qué hablo. Básicamente, le regalaron una colección de juegos, pero uno es secuela de otro que no jugó. Así que se compró la anterior colección. Que están de oferta en Steam, a fin de cuentas.
Everyone at this point.
Ah, y otra cosa, ya que te comento, en Humble Bundle tienes el House Flipper a menos de 5 euros. ¿El House Flipper de qué es? Pues de reformar casas en primera persona. Va de eso.
Right, exactly. But I'm worried if I do it the wrong way, she'll blast me with her magic. Or if not her magic, she'll sick Hoodle on me to peck my eyes out.
Yeah, there's not much you can do if she's not feeling up for it. In fact, you're not the only one struggling to close that gap.
Huh? Has Hoodle attacked you too?
No, I just mean...
Steam, la plataforma Steam. La de los juegos.
because of her thorns.
Thorns? I don't remember Rinwell having any magic like that. That sounds more like Shion than...
Ah, vale, Humble. Es una tienda de juegos. El Humble Store, pero luego está Humble Bundle, que es de ellos mismos, que ponen... ¿cómo decirlo? Paquetes de juegos que según lo que pagues te llevas te llevas una cantidad determinada. Por ejemplo, si compras el tier básico, te llevas el House Flipper. Si pagas más, te llevas el House Flipper con DLCs. Y así, eso en ese bundle. ¿Y para qué son los bundles? Parte del dinero va a obras de caridad. Tú decides cuánto va a desarrolladores, cuánto va a la tienda y cuánto va a obras de caridad. Y el precio, lo que pagas, tú decides cuánto pagas. Según lo que pagues, te llevas tanto o cuánto.
Huh?
Anyway, Hoodle's probably just worried that you're going to take Rinwell away from him.
Tienes que tener en cuenta, pagas con tarjeta. Y te dan la clave para que la metas en Steam. Funcionar funciona. Y es en las páginas de fiar, no es en las que anuncian los influencers.
He's pretty protective after all. Maybe your first step should be to make friends with him and go from there.
Right. That's a good idea, Alphen. I'll be sure to give that a try.
Thank goodness for Law's thick skull.
Let's make sure to kick ass
Nah,
tomorrow,
no es muy
too.
complicado.
I feel pretty refreshed after that sleep.
Bueno, pues yo creo que nos vamos al espacio. Vemos la cinemática de irnos al espacio. Claro, porque hay tantos bundles que a veces te compras un bundle porque te interesa un juego, pero te vienen varios y algunos los tienes hasta repe. Entonces esas claves las puedes regalar. Bueno, pues ahora no usemos comandos, que voy a soltar una cinemática. De hecho, voy a guardar esto aquí. Así. Nos vamos al espacio y corro el directo.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Más que de tela,
Not
de
sure
cuero.
I'm completely convinced, but... Well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
A ver, ese casco es de un mod. El que lo
we
hizo,
have two
hizo su
goals.
esfuerzo.
First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good?
Es que lleva un disfraz de un personaje de otro juego. Bastante antiguo, por cierto.
Alright, then let's go.
Si te interesa, Chrono Trigger salió en Super Nintendo y está en Steam. Y va de viajes en el tiempo. Bueno, es que Chrono Trigger te va a gustar. Porque viajas por el tiempo, hay una rana con una espada. El bañador va a pillar el frío. La bañador va estilo sierra. No, sierra no, va estilo Red Sonja. El típico bañador de bikini. Bueno, no, la típica armadura bikini que con solo llevarla ya vas protegida.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence crammed inside.
Es que empezamos
a
como si
frame.
fuera fantasía medieval y mira, ya estamos
I
en el
guess you're
espacio.
right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
A ver, una pausa. En el primer Tales of, fantasía medieval, y luego resultaba que el malo era extraterrestre. Y al final volvió a su planeta. A ver, es absurdo, Naika, es absurdo que vistan así. Es para llamar la atención, es decir, la moda de Red Sonja. Yo me lo tomo como una parodia. No, es que no protege nada. De hecho, en Dragon Quest 4, uno de tus personajes es un comerciante y le puedes pedir que tase los objetos y encuentras una armadura de bikini y se la das y lo que dice, uy, yo no me pondría esto, pero protege más de lo que parece. El mono extraterrestre porque está justificado cuando te acabas el Tales of Fantasia, que es el primer juego de esta saga. Entiendes por qué hace lo que hace el malo. Es decir, el malo no es que fuera malo, pero no le quedó otra.
From up here, all the struggles we've been
Es más, este chico de la armadura funcional, va disfrazado del protagonista del primer juego.
through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there.
Es más grande por dentro que por fuera.
Think you'll be alright with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Bueno, pues ahora hablo con los personajes.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
A ver, contesto. Es que nuestro personaje, aunque fuera daniano, hace 300 años lo secuestraron y lo llevaron al otro planeta. Y después en una catástrofe volvió en esta nave. Pero amnésico, perdido. Por un caso que le pusieron. El caso que llevaba le producía amnesia.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? You know, before you came to Dana.
Let's just say, I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean, they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something. Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse, but then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. But that doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
A world free of sacrifice. That's what you've been fighting for all along, isn't it?
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Otro día. Buenas noches, que descanses. Y buena suerte y ánimo con el proyecto. Yo voy a ver si hablo con más gente. Por cierto, más contexto. cuando fue al otro planeta, un niño le regaló un muñeco. Cuando volvió se lo había dejado allí. Y esta de pequeña encontró el muñeco. Y bueno, a ver qué me dicen esas más cosas. Uy, estos van juntos.
Hey, Alvin, listen to this! So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that fuss he made about naming the ship, too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys. I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renin technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alvin, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alvin. It's just wrong, okay?
Por aquí. A ver, la nave es bonita. No lo vamos a negar.
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered. Nothing like being at sea, thank goodness.
Glad to hear it. That device there caught your eye, huh?
I was just wondering what it is. It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
La cápsula
It's a healing
criogenización.
pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. That should definitely come in handy if any of us get
Anda,
injured
mira,
while
como
we're
la
down
nave
there.
de Freezer.
Alphen? Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lennigus, that's all. What with the ceremony and losing control, I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... you were inside for 300 years?
Yes, it sounds crazy, I know. But don't even ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but... Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence, and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renin ladder is considered superior to being a Danan. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give...
Hola Rafa, estoy también en la plataforma morada y a ver, he coleccionado los mods, pero no he hecho ninguno. He hecho mods en otros juegos, pero en este no.
Backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Law's blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst.
Un saludo, Rafa.
As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit Dana, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Ups, ¿qué ha pasado?
We're about to land. The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
A ver cómo aterrizamos.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know. hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegus would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
For such a loudmouth, you sure can be a worrywart at times.
Oh, I'm sorry. How stupid of me for wanting us to stay safe.
Would you two children stop squabbling? Or do you want everyone to know we're here?
So how many Renins actually live in this place?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most of the city's basic functions.
There's Zeugles out here too, huh? Sounds like we can't afford to let our guard down after all.
Vale, puedo volver atrás. Pues aquí lo voy a ir dejando. Está la cosa interesante, pero mañana hay que madrugar. Así que gracias por acompañarme y hasta otra.